the editor of the National Era newspaper declared, "She is a woman, not of words, but of deeds." This was written by Harrison in 2013 on paragraph 10 in a weekly newspaper, and this quote was actually written several years ago in a weekly newspaper in Washington, D.C. to describe the first female American doctor. Hi everyone, my name is Joy Angel Iboka, and I would like to honor a great female achiever, Elizabeth Blackwell. Elizabeth Blackwell actually displayed an outstanding life of true leadership. Elizabeth Blackwell was the first woman to graduate from medical school in the United States, and thus she became a leading public health activist during her time. Firstly, I would like to talk about the synopsis of the life history of Elizabeth Blackwell. Elizabeth was born on February 3rd in 1821 in Bristol, England. She moved to the United States with her family, where she worked as a teacher. She was faced with much opposition when she decided to attend medical school and to become a medical doctor. Notwithstanding, she overcame all the hurdles and graduated first in her class, and thus became the first woman to receive her MD in the United States. Amazing. So today we talk about her because in the late 1860s, she actually did a lot of work in the American society. She created a medical school for women and eventually returned to England to set up her own medical practice. Then on May 31st in 1910, at the ripe age of 89, Elizabeth Blackwell died in Huddersfield, England. Ladies and gentlemen, today it gives me so much honor to talk about this lady, and I'll start by talking about the background and education of Elizabeth Blackwell. Dr. Elizabeth Blackwell was actually born on February 3rd in 1821, just as we have mentioned, in Bristol, England. She was brought up in a household where education was given great value. In 1832, at the young age of 11, Elizabeth Blackwell actually moved to the United States with her family. They first moved to New York and later had to move to Cincinnati in Ohio. But in 1838, her father died, leaving Elizabeth to her mother and her two older sisters. And Elizabeth had to work as educator with her two older sisters in order to make ends meet. Now, the historical achievement of Elizabeth Blackwell actually started in her mid-20s when Elizabeth Blackwell lost a friend who actually suffered a terminal disease. Her friend felt embarrassed visiting male doctors and had wished that Elizabeth was a female physician who would have healed her. Now, with the emotional grief of losing a friend, Elizabeth decided to pursue a medical degree and to become a medical doctor. She actually studied independently with doctors before becoming accepted into the Geneva Medical College, upstate New York. Now, she was shunned during those days by educators as well as patients. Despite all the odds, she graduated in 1849 and thus became the first woman to become a medical doctor in the contemporary era. Now, in the mid-1850s, she actually opened a clinic that became known as the New York Dispensary for Poor Women and Children. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I speak in honor of this great woman achiever. Indeed, she was a woman not of words but of deeds. And I agree with Harrison in 2013, who actually stated the editor's write-up in a weekly newspaper in Washington, D.C. In short, Elizabeth Blackwell played an outstanding life of a true leadership. She overcame many hurdles and directed her strength into an absorbing education, into an absorbing occupation after she lost a dear friend. Today, I would like to honor Elizabeth Blackwell, who lived between who lived between 1821 to 1910. Please, this is the picture of Elizabeth Blackwell. Sorry I had to show it to you on my iPhone. I hope you're able to view her. And as a missionary in the medical profession, I am truly honored by this great woman, Elizabeth Blackwell. To this end, I would like to thank you all for watching. And the reference was gotten from Harrison P. in 2013, and it was from a magazine that was stated by the library in Skandla. And the title of the magazine was Elizabeth Blackwell's Struggle to Become a Medical Doctor. And this was published by the Radcliffe Institute for Advanced Study of Harvard University. Paragraph 10. Thank you.